Hey folks, it's Rick on a gorgeous Saturday morning in August, and here I am with these two pedals. And I've been trying to set up my pedal board because I've got a gig this weekend, and I gig like once or twice a month with this band, sometimes if we're lucky 3. So there's not a lot of gigs using this stuff. I mean, except for the church gig, and I do use this stuff there, but I tend to put together a nice small pedal board. But since I'm playing a lot of great tunes tonight, I thought that I would take a look at the two drives. Usually I leave one of these drives at home and use the other. I love them both. The first one is the Dude by Rockett. It's just an everything overdrive pedal. It can sound nice and light. If you turn down the ratio, it can add a lot of low end into your sound if you turn up the deep knob. See if I can move around a little bit here. So it's a really loud pedal. I don't usually do videos like this because I don't really, I don't care about turning the knobs once I have them set somewhere I like them. But just to show you just how deep this thing can get. I don't know, it sounds like it cranks up the low mids or something. I set this stuff around noon, and I put my ratio at about 1030, and I have to be careful with that level knob. So really the problem is that halfway up it's probably too loud. There's hardly anything there, and halfway on the volume gives you that much. So if you're going from a clean sound, it's beautiful clean. Yay, Stratocaster. Alright, and then it's loud as can be. So you have to turn this volume down a little bit if you want to get some unity. But the problem is, I can hear some of that dropping off as I turn down, and I don't like that. So I'm going to keep her around there. Still kind of bright, but I mean, let's face it. It's bright. It's not as bright. Now, what I like about this pedal is the fact that this overdrive is right. I don't know anything about these waveforms. Right when the note hits, and it's right on the bright frequencies, it seems. So, I don't know what transparent overdrive means. I love the sound of my guitar and my amp, but I don't see where it's missing there. So maybe that is transparent. I don't really know. So the Dude sounds great. I don't want too much drive out of it. Just want enough. So this next pedal, this Soul Driven, I mean, this thing has such a mean sound. It sounds like... Now to me, that drive sounds like it's buried in sort of the low frequencies, because I just hear this low growl when I hit that chord. Compare that to the Dude. Granted, I don't have as much drive on the Dude. Let me crank up that ratio and see where we are. the bridge and middle together. And here's the fourth position. This is the neck and middle together. Unless you're just on the neck pickup. That's really awesome. That has bite. This is really the way I like to run it, is with the EP booster on either side of these pedals. So what I mean by that is I've got the soul driven going from the guitar to the soul driven to the EP booster. So here's without the EP boost. Here's with. Yeah, the EP booster does a lot for that pedal. It seems to really kind of shave off the rough edges and give it a little bit more oomph. So now it's a little less biting. It still bites. Right. Now here's the Dude without the EP booster behind it. But once I turn on that EP booster, really takes off that nasty fizziness. So those are the two pedals that I always choose between. Guess what? I'm taking them both tonight because I see enough of a difference in it. I've never heard a Dumble in my life, so I mean, I can't count Larry Carlton records because every time I think that Larry Carlton's a Dumble, it turns out he's playing through a Fender or something else. I like Robin Ford's tone a lot, and I like Larry Carlton's tone a lot. I like Stevie Ray Vaughan's tone. I'm going to have that. I'm going to have this. Either of them I can use for this kind of stuff. Kind of lighter. This is probably going to be the tone for any of my solos tonight. Except if I do some country-ish type stuff, which I will. And then I've got the Soul Food. People say it's a Klon clone. I don't buy it. It's... I don't know, is that what a Klon does? Does a Klon take your tone and add a bunch of warm mid-range to it? That seems to be what this Soul Food does. Granted, the Soul Food is before the EP booster. Here's what it sounds like without the EP booster. It's okay. If I take compression off, it sounds like... Let's be nice. I don't know how to make pedals. But if I did make pedals, I would make the Soul Food so that it sounds like this without any pedals around it. It's close, but it's got an ugliness to it. So if you put on these EP pedals or these Xotic pedals, then right? And so when I say Xotic pedals, I'm talking about those two, and I've talked about them many times before. The compressor before the distortion, and the booster either before or after, depending on what pedal it is. The Soul Driven goes before the booster. The Soul Food for sure goes before the booster. After the booster is the Dude. I've tried the Dude before the booster. It sounds good, but here's the thing. I think the Dude sounds good enough on its own. Yeah, J Rockett wins. By itself. Go J Rockett. Soul Food by itself, or Soul Driven. Soul Food. Granted, the Soul Food is right now set up to be like a light drive. It's not even... This is goes. This is for when I play light stuff tonight, you know. And for any heavier stuff, that or this. Right on? Right on. Hey everybody. Peace to you, right? And I'll do a quick view of the rest of the pedal board, which is my switcheroo, right? There's the SP. Beautiful compressor set on mid. Both knobs around 11 o'clock. There's my soul food. There's my soul driven. There's the dude. It's gonna sound great. There's the EP booster, just around 9 o'clock, a little bit more. There's TU2. Here is Hoff Mini with the TC Electronics own tone print called Room with a View. It's a very good sound. We'll be using this tremolo pedal. Oh, well, actually, first comes Carbon Copy. Hi, Carbon Copy. Set real light. You heard it. MXR reverb. Set pretty light. So I have 2 reverbs on. What am I, crazy? Yeah. Joyo tremolo. It's on a probationary status. Doing okay. There's another switcheroo. So I can switch between acoustic amp and electric amp. And speaking of electric amp, there it is. Badass. Benz. And I'm not using this tonight. Super cool. Blessed. Alright. Hey folks, have a great day.